Hi folks, I'm in the wonderful botanic garden of Heidelberg in Germany with its world-class collections of rare plants. And this here in my hand is some coffee. This is what is commonly referred to as coffee beans. However, those are no beans. You'll see why in a moment. Well, coffee, most of us cannot live without it, and at the same time, most of us might not think of it as an economically important resource. However, for decades, coffee has ranked second in the world among the most internationally traded commodities, or most traded internationally commodities in the world, after oil. So this stuff has more market volume on the world market than things like wheat, gold, gas, sugar, you name it. Only oil, crude oil, is the only commodity with more market value than coffee. Actually, some say if the coffee producers could gang up, they would have a similar political and economic weight as the OPEC. Well, where does this coffee come from? It comes from this little shrub. Sometimes it's also a little tree. And how did people get the idea to produce this stuff and to drink coffee? There is an old story in Ethiopia where some of the coffee we drink today comes from. There was a herd of goats, and goats, they like to eat leaves. So they were eating the leaves of this plant here, and after that, they couldn't go to sleep. So the goat herder, those people, they are really concerned about their animals. So he watched them closely and realized every day when they eat the leaves of this shrub, they cannot go to sleep. So he went there and tried the little fruit of this shrub. They are commonly referred to as coffee cherries. Not completely correct, but still less incorrect than calling them coffee beans. And yeah, he got a boost of energy. So he told about this miraculous fruit to other people, and a lot of people started eating it. Yeah, but like most fruit, this is not in season all year round. So what happens when you already got addicted to the tasty coffee cherries and to the energy boost they give you? And then suddenly the season is over. Well, people thought, the goats, they eat the leaves, so let's make tea from the leaves. They made tea from the leaves, and yeah, tea from coffee leaves, similar to coffee or similar to green or black tea, will also give you an energy boost. But then sometimes they were too far away, there were no shrubs around to pick the leaves, and already addicted to the taste and to the energy boost, people become kind of desperate and started collecting even the coffee cherry pits from the trash and to suck and chew on them. Some of them were even so desperate they dug out the burnt and charred coffee cherry pits from their ovens and from their burned trash piles and started sucking at them. And they realized those burned, charred coffee cherry pits, they still give you an energy boost, and they don't taste so badly. So they got the idea to take those burned, charred pits of the coffee cherries, which nobody thought had any value, and grind them up, mix them with hot water, and make a blackish, unappetizingly looking drink. Yeah. And this drink now is the second most traded commodity in the world. Before gold, before diamonds, before iron, before gas, before wheat, before soy, before sugar. Yeah. Usually, the coffee is not traded as a liquid internationally. Also, it's not traded as a powder, also not as charred beans. In a moment I'll show as charred coffee pits. In a moment I'll show you the shape in which this second most important commodity in the world is being traded. Now, let's do as the goat herder of ancient times and try the fruit of this coffee shrub. By the way, folks, if you come to the Botanic Garden of Heidelberg, please don't start eating fruit around here. I have a special permit, but it doesn't mean that everyone who's seen this video can come to Heidelberg and start eating coffee cherries or any other fruit. Let's try one of those. Sweet, with a distinct taste of bell peppers. And also some unpleasant taste of low-quality bell peppers. Yeah. When I spit out the skin, I end up with 2 pits of this coffee cherry, which look surprisingly like the stuff you are used to call coffee beans. But now you saw those are no beans, those are the 2 pits of the coffee fruit or coffee cherry. And this uncharred state is what is being traded internationally. Basically, you free them from the skin of the coffee cherry and of the flesh, then you dry them, and then you trade them internationally. And only in the countries where they arrive, they are being first roasted, then grind up, and then, drowned in hot water. Why is this being done? Because as soon as you roast them, they develop their flavor, and then this flavor starts dissipating into the surrounding air. So if you roast them too early and drink them too late, you'll end up with a less flavorful coffee. Well, the world coffee market is being dominated by 2 varieties only. 60% of the world coffee market is Coffea arabica, and the remaining 40% are almost exclusively this stuff here, Coffea canephora, which is commonly known as Coffea robusta. But Robusta is not the Latin name. Robusta is just the name of one variety of Coffea canephora. It's from Ethiopia. Here it says Western and Central Africa. Ethiopia and the adjoining places to the west. Why does it say West and Central Africa and not Ethiopia? I'm pretty sure that this grows also in Ethiopia, where coffee was most probably discovered. Okay, this Coffea canephora, the most popular variety of this species, is not called Robusta for nothing. It can grow in a lot of different tropical and almost subtropical climates. It grows without a lot of care. It grows without a lot of pesticides. It produces a much higher yield than the closely related Coffea arabica, which grows here right next to it. And right now it hasn't got a single fruit, while this Robusta coffee has got hundreds of them. Also, the fruit are often bigger. So why does this fruit only have 40% of the world market, while this one has about 60%? Well, the taste of Coffea robusta is usually stronger, more bitter, while the taste of Coffea arabica is more mild. So Coffea robusta is used, the bulk of Coffea robusta is used to mix it with Coffea arabica for some really cheap coffee brands. Also, when the Coffea arabica is a little bit too weak, you mix in some Coffea robusta. Coffea robusta has more caffeine, has more bitterness, has more flavor. If you have a less flavorful, less quality Coffea arabica, this can pimp it up. But also it's used for some specific Italian coffees. You know, the Italians, they usually like their coffee really strong and really bitter. So Coffea robusta is also pretty important for some Italian coffee recipes like ristretto or espresso, while more mild stuff like cappuccino would usually be made from Coffea arabica. So folks, this was Coffea robusta. By the way, most of the coffee cultivated in the world, the fruit are red. In Coffea robusta and sometimes in Coffea arabica, they can also be like a dull brownish color. And from time to time, you find yellow coffee fruit. Yellow fruit in Coffea arabica as well as in Coffea canephora. So from the color, you cannot really identify the species. Unfortunately, right now, all shrubs in the Botanic Garden of Heidelberg which have ripe fruit are of the yellow varieties. I cannot show you the more common red coffee cherries. Okay, folks, this was the Robusta coffee, Coffea canephora, var. Robusta. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the Botanic Garden of Heidelberg. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.